Now, I was just thinking, right? The Mavericks traded Luka before the Sixers even thought about trading Joel Embiid. And I'm thinking to myself, as a diehard Sixer fan, this is crazy. Crazy work. Not saying that Joel Embiid wasn't one of the best players in the NBA. You know what I mean? One of the greatest 76er players of all time. At one point in the last 3 years, he was debatably the best player in the NBA. You know what I mean? Especially the MVP season. People will try to knock him and say Jokic, but that's another story for another day. And I'm not trying to sit here and say that Joel Embiid isn't hurt right now, but when you think about it, right? When you think about it, the Mavericks gave up on a player that debatably is the best player in the NBA right now. Luka debatably is the best player in the NBA, and they gave up on him, and he doesn't have the injury history like a Joel Embiid. And not only he's debatably the best player in the NBA, he's still young. He debatably made the Lakers a championship caliber team right now. And the Mavericks did it, and they traded him to a Western. They traded one of the best players in the NBA to a team like the Lakers that's in the same conference as them. And the reason why I say a team like the Lakers, because the Lakers, I'm tired of them winning all these dang on championships, man. I'm tired of it. They got a lot of championships, man. They have a lot of great players throughout the history of the NBA, right? And they said, I don't even care. I'm trading him. I'm getting what I can get back. They got Anthony Davis. They got some other pieces, first round pick, whatever. And the Sixers are still literally, they have no chance of trading Joel Embiid because he's hurt because of the contract. They just gave him a contract extension. So you couldn't even trade him anyway. But it's just a point of not only you can't trade this man because he's hurt, and then you can't trade him until the contract starts. But on top of all that, you got a lot of, opinions from multiple doctors before you gave him the contract. Meaning, it's like, why would you give him this contract extension when his knees are pretty much, I don't want to say done. I think it's his left knee, but it might be done. His left knee might be completely done. And you still gave him a contract extension. And it's just crazy to me. It's crazy. How did Mavericks trade one of the best players in the NBA, but the Sixers can't be proactive and try to trade Joel Embiid? And this is not me like, I'm one of the few Sixer fans that's like super optimistic about Joel Embiid, and I always wanted Joel Embiid to be on the Philadelphia 76ers. But at the same time, they should have traded Joel Embiid pretty much after the series against the New York Knicks. Before they gave him the contract extension, they should have traded him. You know what I mean? Because the last time the NBA seen him was in the playoffs. He was obliterating the Knicks in the playoffs, averaging like 30-something points, like 12 rebounds, 6 assists. He was dominating the Knicks. That's when you should have traded him in the offseason before giving him the contract extension. But the Sixers are just not a smart organization, and they wasn't proactive. Now they're reactive, and now we're in a situation where you gave this man a contract extension, and you can't do nothing with it. You can't trade Joel Embiid because no one's going to, even if you could trade Joel Embiid, right now, realistically, what can you get for Joel Embiid? Pretty much nothing. You're not going to get too much of anything by trying to trade Joel Embiid right now. But if you would have traded him after the New York Knicks playoff series last season, you would have got something back. You would have got some first-round picks. You would have got a player or two, but you didn't do it. Now we're in a situation where we're not even in the playoff race. We're trying to get into the play-in tournament. We're literally trying to get in the play-in tournament, and people, and not just that, people are like, I'm talking about great players. I'm talking about Shaquille. I'm talking about Kendrick Perkins. I'm talking about Charles Barkley. Multiple great players are saying Joel Embiid needs to just sit out for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Either get the surgery, rest it. He's just not the same. So it's just like, it's a lot of people speaking out on it. So they're just going to force this man to keep going out. And the more he goes out, the more his trade value is going to drop and dwindle over time. And then on top of all that, I see that's not even all of it, man. On top of all that, Joel Embiid, you know what I mean, wanted Paul George. And Paul George pretty much doesn't have any trade value. But the surprising factor of it all, even though he's having a down season, Paul George possibly has more trade value than Joel Embiid, which is so surprising because we know darn well when Joel Embiid's in his prime and when he's playing, when he's healthy, he's a top 5 player. The problem is he's never healthy, but Paul George is having such a down season, but he's on the court more than Joel Embiid's on the court. So Paul George might have more teams ready to trade for him than Joel Embiid. If a team trades for Joel Embiid right now, you're really taking a big chance. You're taking a big gamble. You would have to pretty much be like one piece away. Like, now that you're trying to put all the pressure on Joel Embiid to be like the best player, because you can't. He cannot be your best player. If you trade for Joel Embiid, he cannot be your best player. He has to be like your 3rd or 4th option on the championship team right now. And then you have to make sure you have him when it counts the most, which is the playoffs. You got to make sure this man is healthy for the playoffs. So that's my only thing. Like, that's the only thing. It's like, who's going to honestly trade for him right now, man? And it sucks because I believe he has another 3 years, $190-something million. And it's just like, what are we supposed to do with this contract, man? What are we supposed to do with a contract like that? So the Sixers are in a very bad situation. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to your bull. I cover the Sixers and I cover the Phillies. But I'm just really surprised, man, how the Mavericks can move on from a great player like Luka in his prime, but the Sixers can't move on from a great player in Joel Embiid, but he's always hurt. I'm just so confused. I'm so confused. And it's like, why does it seem like the fan base, why does it seem like the Sixer fan base is smarter or knows more about what's going on than the actual GM? And I'm not saying that the GM doesn't know what he's doing, like when it comes, like he knows basketball probably, I don't know, maybe he don't. But he's not going to say what he really feels, especially so it can be on social media. So then if you mess around and say, yeah, Joel Embiid's actually cooked, then you're definitely not going to get nothing back for Joel Embiid if you're trying to trade him in the offseason. So you got to be careful what you say. But at the same time, they gave him the contract. That's what I'm just like, so like, why, man? If you had to get numerous doctors to look at him and this man can't play back-to-backs for the rest of his career, why would you think this was be a good idea to give Joel Embiid this contract extension, knowing dang well this man ain't going to never be healthy for a whole season? He's never going to play 82 games in a season. He's never going to play, like what? What's his highest games that he ever played? I don't even know. Not that many. Probably like 60. When he won the MVP, I think the minimum to win MVP, what is it, like 65? I don't know. But my point is, it's just like, what the heck, man? What are we supposed to do with this, man? And then you got people like Stephen A. Smith, What did he say on ESPN? Stephen A. Smith said yesterday, what did he say? He was like, he wasn't sugarcoating nothing. He kept it real. He kept it real. What he said was, nobody in the NBA cares about the Sixers right now. So let Paul George, Joel Embiid sit out for the year. And on top of that, he was like, the NBA world, in other words, they don't care about the Sixers. The Sixers are not good. And then he also said they should possibly sit out Tyrese Maxey. They should possibly sit out Tyrese Maxey for the year just so he don't get hurt. And try to go get that first-round pick, top protected pick in this draft. And try to go get a player of a caliber of an Ace Bailey or a Cooper Flagg. So Stephen A. Smith is talking out. Everybody is talking out about the Sixers situation. This is literally the biggest disappointment that I have, like being a Sixer fan. Like I went through the process days and all that. But this is more disappointing because you traded for Paul George and you're paying him so much money. You're paying Joel Embiid so much money. You're paying Tyrese Maxey so much money. And what's up, Grasshopper? Good morning, bro. Yeah, man. I wish Joel Embiid could just be like, just sit down and just be, and just see what happens, man. Get healthy, bro. And on top of that, I wish Paul George could just sit down and just chill out. And Tyrese Maxey, I wish he didn't have to play, because honestly, we trying to get to that. We trying to get a top 6 pick, man. And it's just unfortunate this whole year, man. When you think, and then it's like, going back to like how the Mavericks were so proactive. See, we don't know what happened behind closed doors. I think it's deeper than him just trying to lose weight. Luka's overweight and all that. I think it's deeper than that. Because why would you get rid of a player of his caliber? You know what I mean? They was so they was just like, yo, whatever. I'll trade him in the same conference. We're not even going to trade him to the Eastern Conference. We're going to trade him to the dang on Western Conference, into the one franchise that have like the most championships besides the Celtics. You gave them to the dang on Lakers, bro. To the freaking Lakers of all the teams, bro. Shout out to Chris. Sixers better without Embiid and Paul. And look, I can't even knock what you're saying. That's 100. Look, I do play-by-play for mostly every Sixers game. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll cover the Sixers and the Phillies on this channel. But let me say this real quick, man. You're 100% correct. The problem is, look, they paying them so much money, so it's like you gotta put them on the dang on basketball court. You paying these dudes $200+ million, so you can't just have them on the bench. You're not paying these dudes this much money for them to sit on the bench. But the problem is, this is another problem. We're trying to get a top 6 pick in this draft. If you happen to bench Joel Embiid and Paul George, the players, like you said, they play better without them. So if they play better without both of them and we start winning games, then that's going to put us at risk of getting a top 6 pick. So it's kind of like you want to kind of play them, but at the same time, it's like we play better without them. You want to, I don't know, man. I ain't going to sit here and lie. Basketball for me this season, you know what I mean? I do play for mostly every game for the Sixers. It's been up and down, and it's been more fun to watch the Sixers when Joel Embiid and Paul George ain't playing. And now I'm just being honest with y'all. Watching the Sixers without Joel Embiid and Paul George is a breath of fresh air. It's more fun. It's more, the ball movement is so much better. It's quicker, a quicker pace. Defense is much better. They're actually trying to be good. Like when it comes down to like the sorry about my phone ringing. When it comes down to like when Joel Embiid's playing, he's not bringing it on both sides. He's not bringing it on defense or offense. The ball is not moving around. It's stagnant. And then he's not doing anything on both sides of the dang on court. So, and then PG, all he do, as soon as he gets the ball, he might try to cross someone up a little bit, don't drive past him, go through his legs, trying to break him down off the dribble a little bit. And then guess what he's going to do? He's going to shoot the midi or he's going to shoot the 3. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to be bricking for chicken all dang on game. This man been bricking for chicken all dang on year, bro. He is not good at all. I cannot stay. Yo, Paul George, see, at least I got a little bit more sympathy for Joel because we drafted him and we drafted him hurt, and it sucks because he's hurt because we know how good he is when he's healthy. When it comes to Paul George, bro, I got no sympathy, bro. I don't feel bad for what Sixer fans say about him because at the end of the day, you just got that $211 million contract for 4 years, and this guy is so bad, bro. This guy is bad. Cavs got a real chance / their room on bandwagon. 10 days still active. Okay, Luka is drunk. Okay, that's probably what it is. See, the thing about it, and that's why I titled the video the way I titled it, I said, yo, the Mavericks traded Luka before the Sixers even thought about trading Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? They traded one of the best players, though. But the problem is we don't know, like I said, we don't know the things that happen behind closed doors. If it's true that he's doing some weird stuff, he's drunk, and he's not taking the game serious, his career is not going to last. I don't care how good he is. His career is not going to last that long because the reason why, you know what I mean, great players become great because they put in the work off the court as well. Like Steph Curry, for example. I love Steph Curry. You think this man be doing that weird stuff off the court, bro? I'm pretty sure he puts in the work during the offseason, especially like during the season he's putting in the work. But I'm just saying he don't do all that weird stuff. Like if he's doing that and smoking and drinking, it's not going to work. I like watching all the young guys. Maxey better with them. Yeah, Maxey's better with them. See, the only problem, Chris, is if we happen to, say for instance, we start winning. Like we almost beat the Nets. We were down by 20 points against the Brooklyn Nets the other day, right? I think by 20, was it 30? I think it's 20 something, right? We came all the way back in the fourth quarter. We benched Joel Embiid for the whole fourth quarter, y'all. We benched Joel Embiid for the whole fourth quarter. And what happened? We tied the game. The Nets won in the last couple of seconds, bro, literally. Nick Claxton literally got the game winner at the buzzer, bro. And we lost. If it wasn't for that, watch, we would have won that dang on game, bro. We would have won that game, and that's the problem. You have to play Joel Embiid for us not to be good. Because he's not good right now. He's not good. He's not rebounding. This team is terrible at rebounding. And you know what makes it worse? It's the energy that Joel Embiid and Paul George is bringing on the team is rubbing off on Kelly Oubre, even though Kelly's still balling. Is rubbing off on Yabusele. Yabusele hasn't been the same since Joel Embiid and Paul George started playing a lot more. Let's keep it real. Yabusele was doing his thing, bro. He was a no-trade piece. Before the trade deadline, people were like, yo, we might have to trade him to get something back for him. And then some people was like, no, he's a must-have. We got to keep him. Man, that boy was balling. He was balling so hard. He was getting he was a rebound machine. He was active when it comes to loose balls, and he'll dive on the floor, and he was shooting the three from a high percentage, and he was just bringing that energy that the Sixers needed to have. Now it's like Yabusele's not playing like he needs, like that he was. He wasn't playing. He's not playing the same, and it's because of I'm telling you, bro, and this is why I be saying some players need a new scenery. For example, and I'm not trying to say that the Timberwolves wouldn't have won with Anthony Towns. Towns, he went from, I think him and Ant-Man, I think that was a good combination, right? I think that was a very good combination. But debatably, you could debate that he's playing better with New York. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say Joel Embiid need to go. He need a new scenery. The problem is he got the contract. The problem is he's hurt. The problem is who's going to trade for him. What team would trade for Joel Embiid? What fan base would be like, yo, oh yeah, to their GM, yo, go trade for Joel Embiid? If outside looking in, say you wasn't a Sixer fan, everybody that's not a Sixer fan, if whatever team you cheering for, would you want your team to trade for Joel Embiid? Would you want your team to trade for him and you have to give up at least 2 first-round picks and a solid couple of players? Would you do that? Would you make that trade? Would you make that trade? I don't think you would. I really don't. I don't think you would. I like, screw that draft pick. Maxey and McCain will all the players we got now is a good team for next year. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I love McCain. I love Tyrese. We're going to need more, though. I think we need a wing. And a wing that could be a star. Like a wing that could be like a caliber of I hate to say it, a caliber of like a Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. We need a wing like that. I love Kelly. He's not that guy. Yabusele, I love Yabi. He's not that guy. We need to get a wing. We got our guards. We're going to have to get a center again, but I'm not drafting a center in this draft. But if I could get an Ace Bailey, sorry about the win. If I could get me an Ace Bailey or a Cooper Flag to be next to McCain and Tyrese Maxey, I know for a fact you will love that. And we'll be starting fresh, and then you might be able to get something for Paul George and Joel Embiid. Shoot, that might be something to look forward to, man. I'm telling you. Because Cooper Flag could play, he could play the point, and he could play small forward, power forward, I think more of a small forward. I believe he's either 6'8 or 6'9, one of the two. But Ace Bailey definitely could play the power forward or small forward. We just need a wing, man. We need someone that we need to get younger. And I think that'd be a good little three-headed monster going into next season. A Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, and one of those two, and McCain and Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? And I have Tyrese Maxey and McCain. They could switch. One could probably be the two. Like, they could both play shooting guard. They could both play point guard. But I think McCain's more of a point guard. But I just feel like we need a wing, man. We need a wing. I'm tired of this. Most of the teams that, like, besides the Spurs, they got Victor Wembanyama, and they got and then Nuggets got Jokic. There's not many dominant centers like that. You know what I mean? Like, the NBA has definitely converted to just like point guard wings. And, you know, even like when you talk about the best team in the NBA, debatably, the Celtics, right? They got two great wings in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And then they have a great point guard in Drew Holiday. They got a center, like their centers ain't the caliber of like a superstar center. I'm not saying you can't build a team around a center, because obviously you can because of Jokic. But at the same time, there's not many players like Jokic. I don't think there has ever been a player like Jokic. So, I don't know. Or Victor Wembanyama, he's great too. But I'm just saying, I want to get a wing, man. I want to get a wing. I don't want to see Paul George ever in a Sixer uniform again after this season. And I hope that we made the right decision. But it just amazes me how the Mavericks traded Luka, y'all. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like it's just kind of crazy to me, man. That's like trading. Think about it, he's in his prime, but it's like my bull said, my bull Grasshopper. If he's drinking and doing all the other weird stuff, it's kind of like you gotta do what you gotta do, because you know where it's about to go, where it's gonna lead to. And the one thing about it's kind of like, say for instance, I'm a diehard Sixer fan, right? As y'all could see, it's kind of like you trading Allen Iverson in his prime. Do you think the Sixers would have ever traded Allen Iverson in his prime? I think not. If you know who Allen Iverson is, I think that the Sixers would never trade Allen Iverson in his prime. That's pretty much what the dang old Mavericks did. They traded Luka in his prime, and I'm talking about early prime, the beginning of his prime. The beginning of his prime. It's crazy work. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. Truly appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I cover the Phillies and I cover the Sixers on this channel. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Does anybody have any questions? What y'all want to talk about? Talk to me. How do you feel about the whole situation with the Sixers? Like, what? I know my homie Chris. He's just like, we good. We got McCain and Maxey, but I'm telling you, we're going to need more than that. We're going to need more. How do we build this team out a little bit more? Because you're going to need more than two guards. You're going to need more. You're going to need a better coach. You're going to need a couple of wings. You know what I mean? You're going to need a center eventually. As long as he does the little things, rebound, play some good defense, occasionally maybe hit the three. Because you know the modern day center, most of them can hit the three now. You know what I mean? He don't got to be on the level of a Jokic or a Joel in his prime. But as long as he could do a little something. You know what I mean? But I just feel like right now in the NBA, it's starting to, the trend is wings, wings, wings. And I'm just trying to get that guy. I want to get on the level and pass this dang on Celtics, man. I want to pass them, man. I'm tired of being like the team. We can never get past the Celtics. Even going all the way back to the rivalry when it was Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. Bill Russell always beat Wilt Chamberlain, bro. Like, why the Celtics always got to beat us, bro? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the Celtics, bro. I'm tired of them. But shout out to all y'all in the building. Appreciate y'all. About to get off. Oh, and side note, about the Phillies real quick. I did the Phillies play-by-play yesterday. Spring training. Only thing I got to say about the Phillies real quick. The Phillies have to make sure, well, they can't, I mean, things happen. They got to be healthy, but they can't always go for the long ball. They can't always go for the home run. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. They can't always go for the home run. You got to play small ball. You know what I mean? You got to play small ball. Like, get on base. Like, even like yesterday, I know it's spring training. I'm not going to overly hype it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to overly hype it. But at the same time, it's like the only way we scored yesterday was from home runs. We hit 2 home runs. That's it. One was a 2-run home run and one was a solo home run. And that's the only way we got any runs yesterday. So what I'm saying is, I know it's spring training, but I'm just hoping this season it's a lot different when it comes to just them at bat. Pitching's gonna be good, but our hitters, they got to do better. But shout out to y'all. I'm out. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Be easy, be safe, and as always, God bless. Peace out. Even though the Sixers ain't doing good this year, let's go Sixers, man. Sixer fan for life regardless. I'm a cheer for them. But dang, man, something got to give this offseason and for the rest of the season. Cooper Flag and Ace Bailey, what's up? I'm out.